In Missouri, abortion was banned almost immediately after Roe v. Wade was overturned. Now, 2 years later, there's an effort to enshrine abortion access in the state's constitution by putting it on the ballot this election cycle. I recently spoke to our communities correspondent Gabrielle Hayes in St. Louis. Gabby, great to see you. Help us understand here now, in the 2 years since Dobbs was overturned, what has that meant for people in Missouri and providers in the surrounding areas?
You know, Amna, a lot of what we know about how this has impacted Missouri and what this looks like for Missourians comes from the data and the information that we're able to gather from other states who are monitoring, how many people are coming from states with more extreme bans such as Missouri, how those folks are being impacted. We got some data from Hope Clinic this week. That clinic is located in Illinois, right across the river from St. Louis. And providers there tell us that 80% of the patients that they are seeing are coming from states with more extreme bans. They say they are seeing patients coming from 28 different states across the country, 5 countries from around the world. We were able to speak to Julie Burkhart over at Hope Clinic, who was able to kind of paint the picture for what this impact looks like for patients coming to their clinic for care.
Oftentimes, they have to bring their children because they don't have childcare or don't feel that they can disclose to people why they would need to maybe leave their children for a day or two. People go to great lengths to get rides from friends, to get a bus ticket, to get on a plane.
Now, Burkhart explained, for just a bit of context, that just last month alone, 48% of the patients that they saw, she says, came from the state of Missouri.
Gabby, we did see in other states like Michigan and Ohio, in reaction to the overturning of Roe v. Wade, people launching successful ballot initiatives where voters then get to decide on abortion access in their own states. Tell us about the effort in Missouri.
Yeah, there is an effort currently unfolding here in the state of Missouri. Missourians for Constitutional Freedom launched a campaign in hopes to get abortion on the ballot this fall. Advocates who work with that campaign tell us that they were able to get the amount of signatures, in fact, twice as many in order to get on the ballot. We were able to talk to Tori Schaefer, who is an attorney for the ACLU, but also works on the campaign, to kind of explain to us what getting abortion on the ballot could mean for the state of Missouri.
Missouri is unique in the sense that we're going to show states across the country that regardless of the political dynamics in your state, folks are with you. And it's not a decision that's made on political party or who's at the top of the ticket in your state. This is an issue that is very personal, and we know that Missourians are with us.
Schaefer pointed out specifically that the impact would be substantial, given, as I stated earlier, that Missouri, outlawed abortion so quickly after Dobbs and has one of the more stricter bans.
And Gabby, we know that there is a Republican majority in the Missouri state legislature. Has there been any pushback to that effort?
Yeah, there definitely has been, but I think a little context is important. So, we saw state Republican legislators putting forth legislation this year in hopes to make it harder to amend the state's constitution. I had some Republicans telling me earlier this year that they felt like it was too easy for people to be able to change the state's constitution. Now, that bill didn't go very far, but when we talk about this in terms of abortion specifically being on the ballot, legislators have taken to social media, Republicans encouraging people to not sign the petition back when signatures are being collected, encouraging people to what they call decline to sign. And so we've seen a little bit of that. But to zoom out a little bit, earlier this week, I spoke to United States Senator Josh Hawley, who spoke to me a little bit about this issue. And he told me, though he is pro-life, he said, the people should be able to vote if it gets to that point and it gets on the ballot. He essentially said that the people should have the opportunity to debate on it if that is what they want to do.
So, Gabby, what about some context here? I mean, what are we seeing nationwide on this issue? Is abortion on the ballot in other states?
Yeah, it definitely is, Amna. And this is something that we're learning more about this week. Just for a little bit of context, we know that at least 6 states will have some type of abortion access language on the ballot come this fall. That's states like Nevada and Florida. But we also know that about 5 of them, at least 5 other states, have some sort of pending ballot measures that we're waiting to see if they make it on the ballot. Those are states like Missouri, but also Arizona. We did get some news this week that both Arizona and Nebraska, that organizers and advocates there say that they have submitted and they have enough signatures, in some cases twice as many, to be able to get on the ballot. So we are just waiting to see. And for Missouri specifically, advocates tell us that they believe that we should know whether or not it'll make it on the ballot in August.
All right, that is our communities correspondent in St. Louis, Gabrielle Hayes. Gabby, thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you.